You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White sports supporters. Well, I wanted to talk about the Steelers and the Texans. Just like we did yesterday morning, of course, for the game against the Eagles and the Niners. Whichever game I find interesting, I want to give thoughts on. I'm going to do it even if it's the next day. Make sure you subscribe. And once again, make sure you're still subscribed. I said that in that video yesterday. Dude, right there in the comments. Dude, I just had to resubscribe. Didn't know I was unsubscribed. Thanks, YouTube. Again, thanks. What are you doing? So anyway, we're trying to build a channel here. Yeah, and a following. Yeah, thanks for watching, by the way. So 30-6, I mean, it turned into a blowout. All right? Now, as you can imagine, everybody's wondering, will he or won't he? And I'm talking about Mike Tomlin, right? Will he step away? Will he walk away? Steelers are not firing him. You can forget that. If you are a Steelers fan, you're hoping to see Mike Tomlin's head on a stick. That's not going to happen. But as I was watching the game, my son and my son's mother, lifelong Steelers fans, huge Steelers fans, and I was talking to my son during the game last night. Number one, he was in hell. And it's the same thing with this Steelers team for the last decade, at least. And I'm talking about Tomlin, but I'm talking about the mindset of the offense. All right? It's the same kind of, we want really good guards, and you know, we want these, what are really just number 2 tight ends on other teams. And I know people love Freiermuth. That's great. He's no George Kittle. He's no Travis Kelce. He's no Rob Gronkowski. I'm talking about, if you want to build an offense around tight ends, go get a dynamic playmaking with some wide receiver tendencies kind of tight end. You know, that is a complete mismatch disaster. All right? Same kind of thing with the running backs. I mean, Gainwell flashes. There's no dynamic offensive players on this team. And there hasn't been in a long time. You had George Pickens. Yeah, they got DK Metcalf. But I'm talking about the guys. Where's your Bijan Robinsons? You know, where's your Jamar Gibbs? Your Christian McCaffreys? You know, it's there. And DK, he dropped a pass last night. Arthur Smith, like Matt Canada, the offense feels antiquated. There's not enough motion. There's not enough movement. And this has been the Steelers' problem. I mean, that game last night, the Steelers' defense, I was like, holy shit. The Steelers' defense is playing on brand. And look, the Texans defense gave Aaron Rodgers hell last night. That's great. But C.J. Stroud was a dumpster fire. And that Steelers defense basically dominated him. But I told my son yesterday, I was like, right here, you see this. 3 sacks on Stroud, an interception. He had 4 fumbles and lost 2 of them. And I told him going into half, I said, the Steelers ought to be up by 20 right now. And the fact that they're down 7-6, I was like, they're not winning this ball game. They can't move the ball. Well, Aaron Rodgers is old. No, this has been a problem regardless of Aaron Rodgers. This has been a problem regardless of who has been the quarterback. You know, you look at the Texans last night. I mean, they got Christian Kirk went for 8 for 144. I mean, Woody Marks 19 for 112. There's just no weapons on this team. And I understand some of these older guys are Aaron Rodgers doing, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, probably Adam Thielen, but Jonnu Smith was a total bust this year. Another big, kind of slow tight end. What are we doing? What are the Steelers doing? It's this, and that's Mike Tomlin's philosophy. I know AFC North, blah, blah, blah. But that's killing them. Like, honest to God, if I'm Mike Tomlin and I'm coming back, I am watching this Mike McDaniel thing. I'm getting with Omar Khan, and I'm like, look, I want to get rid of Arthur Smith. It's a joke that Tennessee's even going to look at him. And we're going to get Mike McDaniel, and we're putting a dynamic offense in Pittsburgh for the first time. We're doing it. I mean, if you got to go get him and pay him $5 million a year, go do it. But go get a Mike McDaniel kind of guy, a dynamic guy. Go get one of these guys from the Rams staff or the Niners staff. And draft speed and playmaking ability. Get out of the antiquated, slow Steelers offensive business. Aaron Rodgers drops an F-bomb, storms off. Yeah, kind of.
Have you heard from being with Mike for a season about him?
I've answered that a number of times. I've talked extensively about how I feel about Mike. And I just did not fucking answer, so thanks.
Okay, he don't have the answers. He's frustrated. Likely the last game of his career. You got DK Metcalf doing this shit, doing his best. A.J. Brown last night. You got to catch that mother effing ball. You got to catch it. You know, that even the way because the way the game went last night, you know, I understand the Texans defense was lights out and they were unbelievable. That's a Super Bowl winning defense, potentially. That's a Seattle Legion of Boom, Denver, Baltimore Ravens. I mean, that is a really could be an all-time kind of defense by the time it's said and done. But this is early in the game. It's 3-0 Pittsburgh. That's kind of a ball you got to catch and damn near run in for a touchdown. I don't know. Here's Rodgers. He was frustrated.
That's what they're going to do, and you just don't have any answers for it.
And he didn't have time to do shit. Guys, look at these numbers. 612 total touchdowns, 76,000 yards, 102 rating, 4-time MVP. Man, if this was it, guys, that's one hell of a run. Quote, this is from the press conference. I'm not going to make any emotional decisions. Disappointed, obviously it was a fun year, a lot of adversity, but a lot of fun. It's been a great year. Overall my life in the last year and this, really a good part of it. Coming here, being a part of this team, it's so disappointing to be sitting here with the season over. When asked if he wants to continue to play for the Steelers, he said, quote, I'm not going to talk about that. He plans to get away, have the right conversations. Rodgers was asked if he entered the game thinking this was his last one. He said, I've answered this before. Every game could be my final game. And, of course, there was a pick six there, blah, 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 right? Now, we don't know what Mike Tomlin's going to do. I mean, he's certainly not going to get fired. Would Mike Tomlin, he would arguably become the number one candidate on the market, although I do think I would actually lean John Harbaugh there. But if I'm an organization and I wanted to hire Tomlin, we're having a talk about his offensive philosophy. We are. You're going to have to pull yourself, you've got to pull yourself out of out of 2005 into 2026. You've got to want to draft dynamic slots and wide receivers and actual playmaking tight ends and running backs. I mean, you look at the Bears, Luther Burden, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet, Colston Loveland. I mean, Malong. I mean, the list goes on of playmakers the Bears have right now. The Lions have. I mean, let's be honest. The Lions' offense didn't look right, and they're going to probably you would have to fight them for Mike McDaniel potentially. But their offense looked much better than the Steelers' offense, which is amazing because the Steelers did defeat them a couple of weeks ago. But you get my point. And the reason it was capable of even looking that good is because of just playmakers everywhere. This Steelers team has felt, it's weird. This Steelers team has felt old and slow for 10 to 12 years. With different players on the team, they have felt old and slow. That's a philosophy. Look, the Steelers got lucky. They got lucky. Joe Burrow got hurt this year. You're in a division where the Bengals, the Bengals at any point could run away with that division. I mean, Chase Brown, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow. You got lucky. Joe Burrow got hurt. Or you're probably not even involved. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. Do I think you could, in theory, run it back with Aaron Rodgers? Yeah, you could, with the right offensive coordinator and a slew of reloading, and with the philosophy that speed kills. Dynamic offense kills. I'm going to because look, those teams do a lot of the let me throw a screen and let me throw a bubble and let me blah, blah, blah and do all that short passing shit. But when them guys get it, it is yak, yak, yak. Oh shit, off to the races. Better grab that sumbitch. He's fast. The Steelers need a reboot. You know? I love Jim Harbaugh. You guys know that, being a Niners and a Wolverines fan. I'm a little worried. I love the ground and pound. I do. I just don't know how far you can take it now. I don't. The Chargers, watching them, kind of the same thing. Lack of dynamic offensive weapons. Noticing that? Anybody? Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.